One of the big reasons people didn't like Santa Inc., well, one of like 1,000 reasons, was that the story revolved around having a non-traditional Santa. Whether that be the black Santa, who leaves the company at the start of the show, or the Jewish female elf Santa, which the show revolves around mainly. The show plays it up as a joke that the current Santa wants to make history, break new ground, by bringing in these diversity hires. But, unfortunately for us in the real world, this attitude is common, and it's been going on for a lot longer than Santa Inc. Santa Claus should not be a white man anymore. It's time to give Saint Nick his long overdue makeup. This was from December 10th, 2013. When I was a kid, I knew two different Santa Clauses. The first had a fat belly, rosy cheeks, a long white beard, and skin as pink as bubblegum. He was omnipresent, visiting my preschool and the local mall, visible in all of my favorite Christmas specials. Then there was the Santa in my family's household, in the form of ornaments, cards, and holiday figurines. A near carbon copy of the first one. Big belly, rosy cheeks, long white beard, check, check, check. But his skin was as dark as mine. Seeing two different Santas was bewildering. Eventually I asked my father what Santa really looked like. Was he brown like us, or was he really a white guy? My father replied that Santa was every color. Whatever house he visited, jolly old St. Nicholas magically turned into the likeness of the family that lived there. Now, I mean, historically that's kind of strange because St. Nicholas was a real person, but to be honest, the people who fall back on that argument when discussing magical creatures or fairy tales or that sort of thing, I don't necessarily buy it. This seems like the proper answer from this father. You know, why can't there be a black Santa that comes to black families? The point is that they're not erasing the white Santa, they're just expanding on the idea. Some people might not like that, and I understand their point of view, but this doesn't seem too objectionable. 2 decades later, America is less and less white, but a melanin-deficient Santa remains the default in commercials, mall casting calls, and movies. Isn't it time that our image of Santa better serve all the children he delights each Christmas? If her idea is to literally make the default Santa black, that is actually the bad end. I propose that America abandon Santa as a fat old white man and create a new symbol of Christmas cheer. From here on out, Santa Claus should be a penguin. That's right, a penguin. Okay, you got me, dude. Wait a minute. Correction issued. This article originally identified penguins as mammals. They're birds. How do you know? Alright. I mean, I guess making Santa a penguin gets rid of the whole race issue, but are you going to do this with every single mythological character that has a race attached to them, or that is in the guise of a human and therefore has to look like somebody? Are we all going to be furries in the future? Well, the Santa revisionism didn't stop here. This is from blackenterprise.com. Sorry, America. Santa Claus isn't white. The African-American man hired to play Santa Claus at the Mall of America in Minnesota earlier this month sparked an uproar on the internet, and even a call to boycott the nation's largest shopping center. Nevertheless, it's become pretty clear that America can't handle the idea of a black Santa. No fucking way. Hold on. Mall of America welcomes its first black Santa. Visiting for 4 days, Larry Jefferson is the first black Santa to listen to kids' wish lists. Dozens of Santas cycle through Twin City shopping centers each year. This week, for the first time in Mall of America's 24-year history, a black Santa will greet families. This is a long time coming, said the owner of the Santa Experience. Okay, but where's the part where white people get angry? I'm not seeing it. Back to the Black Enterprise article. Cue white tears. Where's the white tears? Where's the white tears, dude? There's more evidence that Santa Claus wasn't a white man. Oh, we gotta see this. I know that we was Kangs, but we're also been we was Santas, eh? The jolly mythical man we know as Santa Claus has been traced back to St. Nicholas, who was born in the second half of the 3rd century. Yes, we already know this. In modern-day Turkey. Okay. Although St. Nicholas has been portrayed in icons as a white man with rosy red cheeks for centuries, a modern-day forensic study of the bishop's bones discovered that he resembled a light brown man of color. I don't think this means he's black, though, does it? I mean, people from Turkey generally range between looking kind of Arab to looking mostly white. It's not just race, though. Is only hiring male Santa impersonators discrimination against women? Oh shit, dude. Here's the real gender gap. There's a whole bunch of women Santas out there who they're just not getting those interviews, those callbacks, those job opportunities. Santa has always been a jolly fat man, famed for his massive white beard. And that's what kids expect, right? So why change tradition? Well, why not? Santa is a fictional construct after all. I mean, yes, that's true, Santa is a fictional construct, and you can change your traditions if you want, but you have to understand, things are traditions for a reason. They have resonance with the wider culture for a reason. Your new tradition is not going to have the same deep connections to most people that the old traditions do. This is why we have the phenomenon of the progressive skin suit, where rather than progressive creators making new properties, they co-opt and conquer old ones that have already been established, ones that are already loved by their fan bases, and then corrupt those from the inside out. Could being turned down for a paying job on the basis of gender be considered discrimination, even if it is as a role playing Father Christmas? In short, no. If being male is an occupational requirement for the role, it is okay to hire based on gender. Which begs the question, is being male an occupational requirement of being Santa? Yeah. It seems to be the case. And then this happened just last year. Liberal Santa makes kid cry by telling him he won't give him a gun for Christmas. A Nerf gun, that is. Jesus. Hold on, this is an article, but there's got to be a video on this, right? Yeah, here it is. Let's check this out.
No guns. Nerf gun. No, not even a Nerf gun. No, if your dad wants to get it for you, that's fine, but I can't bring it to you. But what else would you like? There's lots of other toys. There's Legos, there's bicycles, there's cars and trucks. What do you think? What do you think? It's okay if your dad...
Oh, come the fuck on, man. Well, it turns out that the mall Santa was actually fired, and the mall personally sent another Santa to the boy's house after the incident went viral on Facebook. And yes, the new Santa gave him his Nerf gun.
Oh, there was a mistake made yesterday, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we're so sorry about that. Okay? Can Santa come in?
This is big. But I heard you were coming to check on me from Alma's house.
Yeah, well, I heard about this up at the North Pole,
Yeah, me
and
too.
I rushed down to help.
But this is crazy. Just listen for it. What? Wait.
It's just a Nerf gun.
This is crazy, this thing.
You said.
Thanks.
Well, thank you.
It just seems to be incredible to me that we've gotten to this point, you know? Like that first article from 2013, it was played off as a joke. She went for the penguin route, because even back in 2013, everyone knew how ridiculous this was. How ridiculous it sounded to the average person. But here we are, 2020, and woke-ass Santas are breaking kids' hearts by telling them they can't have toy guns. This post on Twitter went viral this year, where Richard Grinnell, someone who apparently worked for Trump, says stop voting for Democrats with a picture of a gingerbread person. And it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough, that's kind of stupid. Who really cares if it's called a gingerbread person? Like, we all get it, it's a gingerbread man. But does it really matter that much? I mean, if I saw that in real life, I'd cringe, but I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I probably wouldn't buy it, but I wouldn't, like, make a big deal about it. This is just a natural progression of the same ideas. 3 years ago, gingerbread men were banned at the Scottish Parliament as part of a new drive to stamp out sexism. A single data point is funny, it's a meme, it's a joke, it's a viral post. But when you start to collect multiple data points, when you start to build a story, that's when you begin to realize that, oh, this isn't just like some woke idiot who happens to be in a position of marginal power in one location. Gingerbread men are replaced by gingerbread persons in the Scottish Parliament. The Parliament coffee shop renamed the sweet treat in case it causes offence. A survey found 30% of women working in the Scottish Parliament believe they had been sexually harassed. How do we get from gingerbread persons to sexual harassment? We went from 0 to 60 pretty fucking fast here. Listen, the Me Too movement just needs to be more inclusive, alright? It needs to be inclusive of victims of gingerbread men violence. An age-old question about Santa is tearing one parenting community apart. I love Christmas, but I have known for a long time that I probably wouldn't be up for maintaining a fiction around the existence of Santa Claus for my own child. I'm no good at on-the-spot fibbing. I become extremely uncomfortable watching TV shows or reading books, where the plot revolves around people perpetuating long-term lies. And also, I simply do not like playing. I've always felt like a real Grinch about it. Who wouldn't want to give their child all those classic twinkly peppermint memories? One of my friends believed in Santa until she was 15, because her parents doubled down when she asked multiple times over the years and she trusted them. She was beyond betrayed and mad and embarrassed when they finally admitted the truth. We didn't grow up believing in Santa because my mom was extremely poor as a kid and had a very traumatic upbringing, and told us she never understood why some kids got gifts from Santa, and she tried to be so good and she never got one. It was really freaking depressing. See, I kind of get it, right? Like, I watched a recent video from Sargon over at the Lotus Eaters, and they talked about Santa a little bit. It wasn't a main point, I don't think. I think it was just a side point, but I could be wrong. I might be misremembering it. But the point is that it's something magical for a child to believe in, and if you expose them to the truth too early, you have basically ruined it for them, and that seems to be true. Kids do a lot of imaginary play. It doesn't even matter if they think it's truly real or not, at least for some kids. They do a lot of imaginary play, and that's part of growing up. That's part of kind of learning what the world is, and so it's important to give them the space to engage in that. But at the same time, I recall being pretty young, and maybe my own memories are skewed on this because it was a while ago and I was a kid, but I have very vivid memories of being doubtful of Santa, because it didn't make sense to me that my Super Nintendo games had "Made in Japan" printed on them, or were very clearly made by corporations. Like they were like how does Santa get around copyright? Why is it that all the depictions of the Santa experience are the elves building simplistic toys and not building complicated electronics? How did Santa fit down my house's very tiny chimney? Magic. But like in other domains of life, as a kid, you learn very quickly that magic doesn't exist, and your parents tell you, magic isn't really real. But when it comes to Santa, it is. That's the one domain that your parents will generally say, no, magic is real. So I remember, even as a child, being at least a little bit rational and being like, well, this doesn't make any sense. Like, there's a lot of evidence that Santa isn't real, and there's no evidence that he is, aside from my parents' word. And I remember being like asking very honestly, probably younger than they expected, but asking with the intention of getting a straight answer out of them, and them saying, of course Santa's real. And when I finally came to my mom and I was like, you've just been lying this whole time, haven't you? And she admitted that she was. That was like the first time when I was like, I can't really trust my parents, can I? At least for some things. Like, it sounds kind of petty and ridiculous. Like, it's Santa. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, yeah, fair enough. I'm not like holding this over their heads now that I'm an adult, but it was a realization of like the fact that your parents actually can just lie to you. And that doesn't mean that they don't care about you, but it does mean that you can't completely just listen to them blindly. And I guess for some kids that's more or less traumatic an experience depending on their temperament, when it happens, etc., etc. So the people who say, I don't want to break my kids' trust like that, I get it. It's not an illegitimate argument. I understand. And you know what? If you ever want to just lose faith in humanity, hop on Twitter and search for Santa and White Man. My Christmas spirit is coming from the fact that I'm in pre-production for a short film about the North Pole doing a diversity, equity, and inclusion overhaul, firing Santa because he's a cishet white man and replacing him with a black woman named Shaniqua. Yeah, Santa Inc. tried that and it fucking sucked. Save your money, dude. How long did y'all's parents let you believe in Santa? My mom was not gonna let me believe a white man was giving us free stuff. Okay, that's pretty funny. My family had to tell me Santa wasn't real fast because I just didn't like the idea of an old white man watching me while I sleep. Used to cry every night in December. I'm never gonna let my kids believe in Santa. Giving a white man credit for something I did? I don't think so. My kids will know Santa Claus ain't real. Ain't no fat white man taking credit for the work I put in. As a kid, I never believed in Santa. As a critical adult and former poor kid of color from the hood, I think it's insulting to let an old white man take all the credit for the sacrifices and hustle my parents endured to give us what little they could. Also, hold the fuck on. How black are you? I haven't been able to concentrate or be productive in months. Like, I've gotten zero work done. Am I the only one experiencing this? What's wrong with me? Well, don't worry, you're a sociology PhD candidate, specializing in race, ethnicity, and ethnic studies. I don't think the labor demands on your field are that high anyway. Brown Santa everything. How many years has my 70-plus-year-old father only seen Santa and Jesus portrayed as a white man? Not anymore. I'm almost more excited to give him these gift bags than his actual gifts. Representation matters at every age, at all times. It's the universalized, utopian representation for all people in all eras. Wait a minute, this person doesn't even look black. Like, hold on. I mean, maybe kind of brown. Hold on, let's check out this picture here. Oh, it's a video.
Racialized individuals cannot permanently regulate our nervous system in a society that is not permanently safe. So many Western trauma professionals.
Hold on. Are you making the claim that racialized people, you lack the ability to regulate your nervous system? It has to be constant, right? Because no society is permanently safe. You can't make a society permanently safe for anyone. There's always going to be that outside danger. There's always going to be inside danger. There does not exist the absolutely safe society. So are you saying that by virtue of your race, you are unable to control yourself? I don't think you want to go down this road, dude. In any case, that slow cultural creep, the rot that is infecting everything, is in fact coming for Santa. And it has been slowly coming for Santa this entire time. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there's a war on Christmas, the way that like Donald Trump said or something. It's not offensive to see a white Santa walking around. It's also really not offensive to see a black Santa walking around, or even a woman Santa. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. But the point seems to be that there is this hatred that is spewing out at the West's cultural institutions that we have long considered to be common and positive. The fact that they are ours, that they're normalized here specifically. There is a contingent of people who are just hell-bent on hating everything normative. But here's the truly 180 IQ take. You know how Santa knows when you're sleeping? He knows when you're awake. He judges you based on being naughty or nice. How does he know all that information, dude? Have we been acclimating our kids all this time to the idea that they're constantly being spied on by Santa? The Santa myth, oh my god, guys, the Santa myth has been a way of getting our children to be okay with the surveillance state. Santa and the NSA, it's like a hand fitting into a well-made glove. I can't believe it. I've deduced the mystery. I've discovered what's truly going on. If you truly want to save your kids from this, guys, you got to head out there, you got to get all the tinfoil you can muster, and you got to start building anti-Santa barriers around your property. And let those little fuckers know that Santa ain't visiting this year. All right, guys. Have a good Christmas. I love you.
Santa